Welcome to Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, and happy to say we've been joined by the Bristol Bomber Steve Brown again. How you doing, Steve?
Fine, thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
Good, good. Would you like a Diet Coke, Steve?
You wouldn't happen to have one, would you, by any chance?
You're not going to believe this, Steve. I've got one here. Look at that.
It's unbelievable.
There you go. And that's how it's such a good barman. You can pour that yourself. So then, Steve, the week of darts last weekend, last Thursday, Bournemouth BIC week number 2 of the Premier League. Some fantastic performances. Started off, Peter Wright won, Gary Anderson 7, Gary Anderson 106.94 average with only 180, which is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
I think Gary normally bangs the 180s, but he's still just under 107 average, right over 100 average, but just not good enough.
Yeah, I think with Peter, I think his maybe his tinkering might be catching up with him a little bit now. It's still 100 is still a good average, but I think that you know, I sense that the big fish in the Premier League might be sensing that his tinkering might be catching up with him a bit.
Playing with a different darts. Of course, that's 2 losses now for Peter, 2 wins for Gary, carrying on his World Championship form and puts him joint top of the league. That's 106.94 average is followed by 109.44 from Michael Van Geren, a 7-3 win against Stephen Bunting, who averages over 103. This is stupid.
Yeah, I think the standard's going up and up in every week, and I think that, you know, Bunting, he'd be pleased with the way he played. You know, he's not done a lot wrong there, but he's just obviously ran into in for Michael Van Geren.
Yeah, 3,500 people down there at the Bournemouth BIC loving this. I mean, and then what happens? Phil Taylor, of course, 108 plus average. He beats Adrian Lewis 7-2. He was actually 2-1 down and wins 6 legs on the trot, 70%. 7 out of 10 on the doubles. And Phil Taylor, obviously, with the sad loss of his mum recently, I mean, for him to actually play darts, to follow, you know, the day after the funeral was amazing, and to perform like that is just says everything about the man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Adrian went into that on some really good form as well. So I think Adrian would have probably expected to win that game.
Yeah.
So for Phil to turn him over 7-2, I think, you know, let's see how he bounces back this week from that.
Yeah, and you say Adrian maybe expected to win it. Well, if I quickly look back at Peter's game, I went for a draw there.
Yeah.
We went for a draw. I went for a draw there. You went for Michael at 1-2. I went for Adrian there. You went for the draw. So far, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise, but it will get better. It will get better if we keep watching Behind the Bar. James Wade on next, 7-2 against Kim Highbreaks. That's a couple of losses for Kim. James 104 plus average, a 7-2 wins again, 7 out of 10 on the doubles, and that double top was flying in like he always has, really.
Yeah, he's relentless, especially on double tops and tens. But as we all know, he's you know, he's prolific. Kim, I feel that he needs to get a win this week, so otherwise three losses on the banks could really affect his chances. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, because all of a sudden you could be playing catch up in against with players in that Premier League of this sort of standard. That's not going to be easy to do. The last game on was probably was the tightest game. The averages were not much, just below 92, the pair of them. Barney loses 7-5 to Chizzy. Doesn't tell all the story. I mean, basically it's 4-4. Every leg's gone with a break. It's gone with a throw. Barney makes it 5-4 with a break, but then misses 6 darts to go 6-4 up. Goes to 5-all, and then he misses 4 in the next, and ends up losing his throw in the last. And so basically, he ends up losing 7-5. He must be sick about that. Yeah, obviously he's put himself in a decent position there. He'd be devastated that he's not seen the game out. But you know, it was a great win for Chizzy. Yeah, you know, he could do with the points. Yeah, and so just again, I think Rainey's a bit of ground running this week. To get rid of the disappointment of last week. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's two losses for Barney, 2 wins for Chizzy. In fact, he's level now with Michael and Gary. And if we look at the tips, well, I had 1, an 11-08 Chizzy. That's all I could muster. Steve, you had 2 because you had Michael at 1-2. But this week, week number 3 of the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen, we will be pinging these tips. It's in Liverpool, in the Echo Arena, and we got some odds here, Steve. So let's see if we got any value here. So, say week number 3, going to be over 10,000 people up there in Liverpool. First game on, James Wade, he's got 3 points so far, winning in a draw against Chisnall, joint top with, like we said earlier, a couple of wins. Now the price, Steve, we've got 6-5 Wade, so he's favourite, 6-4 Chiz, not much in it, and 7-2 the draw. James Wade seemed very confident last week when I interviewed him after his match, and I don't know. What? Any thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this one. I think Chiz has been playing really well, and that's amazing averages. But obviously Wade is very, very confident at the moment. I think they're head-to-head. Wade's 8-4 up.
Right. Okay.
Previously, but because of Chiz's form, I would like to go with I think the 7-2. 7-2
the draw. There, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go for that one. 7-2 the draw. Yeah, they're 7-2. I mean, I always like to go for the draws. Obviously, bigger price at 7-2. But in fact, that's 10 matches so far. We've only seen one draw so far, so they've got to start coming in. So we're going to go for the draw on the Chiz versus Wadey. Second game on. Well, these players, no points between them. Peter Wright 13-8. Barney is an 11-10 favourite. Say anyone is just be happy to get some points on the board. And 7-2 again the draw. I think I'm gonna go for Barney 11-10 now. I think 11-10 may be the value there.
Yeah, I think so. I think Barneveld. I think he would have been disappointed with not winning last week against Chizzy, or at least getting a draw out of the game. I think Peter Wright was well beaten last week. Going into it, I think Barneveld's 7-1 up on head-to-head, so I would go with Barneveld, yeah.
Right, we're going to both go for Barneveld there. That's fantastic. So Barney to win that at 11-10. Ladies and gentlemen, third game on. Field of Power Taylor, 4-7. So anything that sort of price, I think, is always too short in such a competitive competition. Against such players of this quality. 7-2 to draw, or 7-2 bunting. Oh dear. I mean, I think the bookies have got it about right there. I mean, Stephen's plenty of confidence. He's played fantastically well in both matches.
He's not played bad, has he?
No,
he's not put bad. But if Phil's averaging anything less than 100, then Steve can put him under a lot of trouble. Put him in trouble. So the value is obviously with bunting or the draw. But if you're having an accumulator, you want to fill him, really, wouldn't you? You would. Should we go for the draw? Let's go for a draw.
Go for the draw. 7-2. I'll tell you that. So just a 3 draw. But the good thing is with these draws, if you get if you land one of those, you go all draws. You sort of like
I think just look at Steve. I mean, if you look at Steve's average last week, wouldn't
a winning average, but
winning average, but it wouldn't far off Phil Taylor's average.
No,
last
it wasn't.
Week. And, we're all saying how well Phil Taylor played last week. So
7-2, yeah, 7-2.
Good value.
Yeah. Fourth game on, Michael Van Gerwing. Gerwing? Has he got an ing at the end of his name?
He's got the money too, doesn't he?
Yeah. So Michael Van Gerwen, 10-11, a shade of odds on against Gary Anderson. I mean, obviously, all thoughts go back to the World Championship, but and something else we're going to talk about in a moment, of course, the European Tour at the weekend. 2-1 Gary. Is that? I mean, that 2-1 Gary Anderson. That seems quite big. Or 7-2 to draw. I can't go for 4 draws. That'd be absolutely ridiculous.
Michael's got a great record against Gary, 16-8 in Michael's favour.
Is it?
I don't know. Michael's hit some big form. I know they played the weekend, and I think Michael just got the better of him. So I would go with Michael Van Gerwen there. Although the value again probably is with Anderson, but I'd go with Michael.
Okay, we're going to go for Michael now, just because of the way he is playing. I mean, he is just absolutely on fire, as a lot of the players are in the Premier League. And the last game on. 8-15 Adrian Lewis, 4-1 the draw, 7-2 the Belgian Kim Huybrechts. Well, 8-15 I mean, Adrian has been playing fantastically well, but for 8-15 against Kim Huybrechts, I mean, Kim needs the points desperately. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I said he's lost his first 2, Kim, hasn't he? It's his first season in the Premier League, and he might just be feeling the heat. And Lewis would be wanting to bounce back from that heavy defeat to Phil last week. So
yeah,
4-1 the draw. It's not bad. Like I said, Adrian's not going to be too confident.
No.
I think 4-1 the draw.
You're going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for Kim Huybrechts there. So my selection, well, the first 4 were the same. We've gone Wade and Chiz to draw, 7-2, 7-2 Wright and Barney to draw, 7-2 Taylor and Bunting, 10-11 MVG. You're going for 4-1 Lewis and Huybrechts to draw. I'm going to go for 7-2 Kim Huybrechts. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's lots of other markets available. Of course, from William here, we've got correct score, handicap, double chance, so you can bet, a draw, no bet, and different bets like, different options there. We've also got highest checkout, 170 checkout, total legs, whether there's a 9-darter, 1 or 2 punters, they like that. So that's interesting. So Premier League week number 3.